Yo, Phoenix Insanity here, and we here with our boy Super Oob Majub or Oob Majin Buu Absorb, depends on whatever Dragon Ball Z game you played, and they gave this man a bunch of different titles or names or whatever to call him by after he absorbed Buu. I believe since he does have the pink aura in this game, he actually is Oob after he absorbed Majin Buu. So I might call him Majub sometimes, but he's Super Oob in the game. I'll mostly call him Super Oob, so don't be mad at me for that. But let's get right into it. All right, for my TLDR people, too long didn't want to watch the whole video. Listen, we're going to get y'all out of here real quick. Majub or Super Oob has an ability called Cyclone Stream, where he has a tornado of energy blast swirling above his head. You want to get this as high as you can before you actually get into a fight, because this is where a lot of his additional damage comes from. He has 2 additional teleports on his L2 skill, so these teleports are going to help you move around and dodge abilities. He's a sustained fighter. You do not want to get into a fight with a tank, another long range energy person as well. I would recommend going to the technical attack lane or just attacking the attack person only as much as you can, because if you get bursted down, that's gonna be it for Super Oob here. And then his R2 ability or his Brutal Buster is going to be your main ability you want to have going. Let me change my cooldowns real quick so I can show you how this works. So this one actually reduces cooldowns the more Cyclone Stream hits. So let me just build up some Cyclone Stream. I guess I should have built up the Cyclone Stream first, but let's say you come in with just a little bit, like you beat up the minions, right? And you got your cooldowns coming back. You're going to want to pop this one first, depending on how much Cyclone Stream you have. And then boom, and then you're gonna hit the R1 to get some more Cyclone Stream. You're gonna hit your few teleports to dodge some attacks, and then by the time that turns off, it'll actually, your Brutal Buster will actually come. Okay, I think I did hit it already. I think I just forgot, but the Brutal Buster will come back by then. So that's basically what you're gonna be doing. Obviously, you could throw in the ultimate or the super attack near the end. You're going to throw that in near the end just to give them that burst and turn them into candy. When they get turned into candy, they really just lose the ability to do attack or evade very well. That's really it. And they're only candy for about 2 seconds, which is forever when you're turned into candy. When you're turned into candy for 2 seconds, it's forever. When you're the one turning into someone into candy, 2 seconds ain't long enough. I need at least 10. But that's the TLDR. If you want to go more in depth in the character, I'm about to do that right now. So just stay right here. Yo, welcome to the more in-depth part of the guide. So, your boy Majub Super Oob, we got his teleport and his Cyclone Stream. We're going to talk about the Cyclone Stream. We're going to use his teleport skill to talk about that. But so Cyclone Stream has a maximum. Well, I'll tell you like this. So for each number of Cyclone Stream that you get, they do about 45 additional damage. Just go with that. I'm not about to break this whole math down for you. And it goes to a maximum count of 64. And it only affects your basic or your rush attack and your super. So the candy beam. Well, I just call it the candy beam because it does turn you into candy if you get low enough health. And then you get 8 back for each teleport, right? And then for using his Rage Barrage, which is his R1 skill, it gives you 16 back. And I'm not showing you that correctly, so that's why I'm telling you. You get 16 back. And if you hit an additional person or additional people or enemies, even including like mobs around the map, you'll get plus 50%. So if you get 8 on his teleport, you'll actually get 12, because 8 plus half of 8, which is 4, which then equals 12. Or if you hit him with the Rage Barrage, which gives you 16 plus half, which is 16 plus 8, which then equals 24. And then his skill, what's this, Brutal Buster, his R2 skill, this one doesn't give you any, but what this is going to be your main DPS getter skill. But yeah, we can go ahead. Let's talk about the Brutal Buster first. So Brutal Buster gives you no obstruction when it first activates. So you can't be pushed around. So like when Majin Buu is flying around and he's pushing people around with his skill, that with no obstruction, he will not be able to push you around during that skill. And the no obstruction does not last the entire skill, I believe. It's just at the beginning of the skill, or it may last the entire skill, because the logo does go away. But it also removes candy from anyone that you turn into candy. So just to show you the buffs that his brutal buster will give you. So this is his regular basic attack. I'm going to use the brutal buster, and now you see the speed of his basic attacks. They do less damage, but because they're so fast, they actually do more damage overall. All right, and then also his brutal buster increases the range of his teleport effect. So you see the range right here. I'm gonna use the brutal buster, and then that's the new range. And then once that cooldown or that effect of brutal buster comes down, you'll see that range shrink. So that's the normal range from the brutal buster or R2 skill upgrade. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is you're actually gonna want to enter the fights while after killing minions, while having as many streams up or cyclone stream up as you can. Let's just say, you know, you beat some mobs and somehow you're able to save. You probably won't be able to save 40, so we'll just turn that down. But you're definitely going to want to come in with his brutal buster first, because this actually, when the cyclone stream hits, it reduces the cooldown on brutal buster. And I'll show you that real quick. Let's just get some more just for the sake of showing you how it looks. Oh, let me turn this cooldown off. All right, so this number is unrealistic, but this is you come in with some. We're gonna hit the brutal buster, and then watch the cooldown on the brutal buster. As the cyclone stream hits, you can see the cooldown is just like melting. All right, and then that's really how the brutal buster is going to work. That's going to be your main skill. So you're going to build up cyclone, and then while the brutal buster is active, you're going to want to use your other skills to maintain cyclone. So basically, hitting with the brutal buster. No, not the brutal buster. The R1 skill. Go into your L2 teleports. Another R1, and then those are just speeding that up, and then you go back into your R2 or your brutal buster skill. So brutal buster is going to be the basis of UUB getting as much damage as possible. And then obviously you can candy beam him or whatever, cyclone beam him when his health gets low enough, turn him into candy and finish him off. For his R1 skill, it's literally just a big range, big damage skill. You do less damage the further the skill is away. So from here, you can see I did 185 twice, but up close, 545 twice. So you're missing out on a total of, what was that, like 400 something extra damage each. So you're missing like a total of 800 damage from hitting people from far away. It still give you the same amount of cyclone stream though, no matter where you hit them from. So it's always good if you're just trying to poke. And the cooldown is very fast on this as well. Real quick, before we get into the cooldown on his Rage Barrage, let's talk about the best setting to help you attack people who are squishy. Because I want you to avoid fighting tanks. Only fight melt off the other attack players and the technical characters before you fight the tank. So you're going to go to settings, you're going to go controller, you're going to go down to auto aim, and then you're going to go prioritize conditions. This starts off on default on nearest. Turn it to the lowest total HP. Obviously, because a tank is always going to have more health than any other character that's on the field. So when you turn this to lowest total HP, you're always going to attack. If the tank and the damage dealer are right on top of each other, this is going to always attack the person that you want UUB to prioritize. So that's going to be what's best for you. And then let's test how much damage. Wait, did I give you guys a combo? Yeah, I believe I told you the combo. But basically, if you're coming in from 0, don't start out with the R2 or the Brutal Buster. Start out with his R1 or his Rage Barrage skill. So Rage Barrage is going to give you something to start out with. You're going to go into Brutal Buster to start benefiting from his Brutal Buster, and then as your cooldowns come back, your R1 or your R2 will come back mainly before your teleports do, and then you'll be able to keep that sustained damage going as much as possible with Majub or Super UUB. And now let's test how much damage he can get against max level Vegeta. All right, I haven't put any cards on because I just want you to see the regular raw damage from Super UUB. We're going to talk about cards after this, but we're going to go with like a best case scenario. Let's say you caught an R1 on somebody, and then, all right, let's say you come in with a little bit of stream. All right, so you got a little bit of stream. Let's go ahead, hit the combo. All right, you see my cooldowns are going in. I can candy beam him now. Boom, turn him into candy. And then, as you see, he's not as good as like the Trunks burst or the Goku burst damage, but he has a lot of sustained damage. And this combo will definitely kill, what do you say? It will definitely kill like an attack or a technical way before you even get to the super. But they may kill you first as well. So you really got to like dodge and play behind your line with Maju. And then this is without cards. With cards, this is, hey, this gonna melt Vegeta before you even make it to the super. So let's get into the cards. I definitely recommend Super Snowball. It's overall good. If you do die a lot, because I believe you lose this, yeah, your attack power is lost if you're KO'd. Lightning Swift is about 85 to 90% of the same damage, and all of UUB's attacks are energy attacks. You could benefit from this if you like the Vanish Step in, but I would just stay on the Super Snowball. Let's say if you do want to survive some more and you do die a lot, you can go with one of the defense, because UUB is a sustained fighter, and surviving a little bit longer can actually make a difference in you winning a fight. But Super Snowball, you do want to get that damage in. That's the one I highly recommend. For his second one, you can use either one of these. It just really depends on when you engage fights. A lot of people engage fights from full health, so highly recommend Giant Slayer. And then my secondary recommend is Solid Barrier to deal with anyone who would burst you down. This will save you from that burst damage because you get a barrier that's going to last you 2 seconds. They're going to come in, they're going to hit all their skills, and this barrier is going to absorb that damage. It's going to greatly reduce that damage. But I'm gonna just show you what the Giant Slayer does. And then for his third card, just go with the Wicked Warrior or the Pursuer. They both do additional damage, and UUB is actually an energy hero. So I'm sorry, Pursuer does energy damage, so he can benefit from either one of these since you're going to be spamming your skills. Which one does more damage? I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't tested it out, but the Boosted Warrior does boost his rush attack, and so does his R2. So I'm just off of that knowledge, I would recommend the Wicked Warrior. So let's see how fast we can burst down Vegeta with the skills on from 0. We're gonna start off with our R1 or our Rage Barrage, then we're gonna move into our Wicked Buster or our R2 skill, and then we're gonna teleport around to sustain the Cyclone with his Shooting Chaser. And then when his health gets low enough, we just gonna hit that boy with the Candy Beam or the Cyclone Stream or whatever they call it, Cyclone Beam. All right, so this is starting from 0. And I'm gonna try to sustain this as much as we can. We got another teleport. Got another, you know what I'm saying? We were able to burst them down pretty fast with all the cards. And then this time, we're gonna throw the super in on this next one. So let's wait for his teleports to come back. All right, we got the teleports back. This time I'm gonna throw in the super. We're gonna go through the whole cycle. We're actually just gonna do all his skills, do his super. So it's gonna look like R1, R2, yeah, R1, R2, L2, L2, super. All right, I'll write the combo down so you can see it. All right. Oh, my bad. Let that health come back up. All right, he's candy, and he is melted, and that's just using all the skills as if you were a burst damage character. All right, so, and that's coming from 0, so we still got 20 left, so we can fight another person. That's if it goes that cleanly. You know, fights don't never go that cleanly. But that's all I got for your boy Super UUB. Like I said, you can try a defense build too to sustain his life, because UUB does better over sustained fights. Because his skills last a lot longer. You can also use some cooldown cards, you know, mix it up on the build. But for attack characters, hey, look, you got to carry the game. So I recommend damage all the time. The faster you can kill their attack character, the less DPS the enemy team has. All right. If you made this part of the video, go ahead and like the video, man. If you made it to the end, just like the video. Like, you here. You made it through the whole video. Just like it. You know how many people made it through the whole video? Just you. You're the only one. I ain't got that many people watching. Go ahead and like it.